Excellent, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I have said to a few of you that this panel is the most powerful panel of people in our whole country. And I mean that sincerely, because at this table, and I hope my colleagues appreciate just how much experience, technical expertise exists at this table, you have the power to pretty much bring us all to our knees, shut our whole country down. So thank you for everything that you do every day to keep our economy going and our communities safe. So a couple questions I'd like to dig into here. First of all, are government incentives affecting what types of resources are coming into the market, getting into the queue? And if you could each just kind of say, like, either in your view, in your market, the impact that the government incentives are having on what resources come would be either significant, modest, minimal, or any qualification you want to say. Starting with you, Mr. Asmana.
Yeah, I would say they're significant, and the incentives from the federal government are significant, and then our states, different states have different incentives that make a difference as well.
Okay.
I'd agree with that point.
Significant?
Significant, yes. State and federal.
Excellent.
Yes, also significant. We've seen over a number of years that depending on what the incentive is, the makeup of our queue and the volume of generation, and it does change fairly dramatically.
Okay.
It's a very significant driver in New York, yes.
Okay.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. Significant.
I would probably characterize it as modest to significant only because the major driver of our queue is really state policy at this particular juncture. So, but it's certainly an impact.
And in Texas, it's a significant impact as well.
Okay, and so across the board, significant, and state policy also being significant. What I didn't hear, or what I think is missing in there, is that it's market forces that's driving what comes into the queue, or even like the demand, what you need, what the markets need, doesn't seem to be factoring in there. That, to me, is a pretty significant problem that we all ought to be thinking about moving forward. There's a lot of talk about costs, and what's low cost. Everyone wants low cost. Everyone wants to keep the costs down for consumers. Mr. Nichols and SPP, and I'm going to ask Ms. Curran too, and myself, what costs are often not included in this calculation of different comparisons between fuel, in terms of their total costs to the grid? What costs are not included in that often, in your opinion?
I think that, the cost of reliability risk are often not included. We know from Winter Storm Uri, at least reports have indicated $200 billion plus of cost just as a result of that one event. And I think we oftentimes too quickly forget about the cost of not being able to provide reliable electric service. We think all too often about the cost of investment.
Yeah.
The cost to invest new transmission, the cost to invest new generation. We forget about the benefits of resilience, and we forget about the cost of not having reliable service.
Okay, very good. And Ms. Curran, I'm going to skip you for now and ask everybody one quick question. If you could tell us, if you could pick one thing, I know there's many things you've highlighted today that you want us to take away, but what's the one thing, if you could pick one thing we need to correct to meet and maintain reliability, meet the demand? What is the sort of one thing you would say we need to do quickly or first?
I think hang on to the generation that we have already to start with.
I'll add the paying attention to the gas-electric interdependency because we need to view this as one system, not separate systems.
Excellent.
I will also say, hold on to the generation we have, slow down those retirements of existing units.
I would say hold on to the generation, but also make sure that the market signals and the development of the markets align with the type of reliability attributes that you need so we attract the right kind of investment.
Excellent.
Only because I want to be a little different.
It's okay to be the same, Lanny.
I think we need to more effectively use the grid we already have.
Okay,
I would say we want to ensure we have strong accountability mechanisms for resource adequacy.
I agree with all of my peers, and I would just add incentivizing reliability discreetly and explicitly would be very helpful.
excellent. Thank you all. I yield back.